celebrating Charlie Parker. Here we are.
Bird was one of those cats that his contemporaries looked up to. Cats like Dizzy Gillespie, Charles Mingus, Bud Powell, Thelonious Monk, and Miles Davis, just to name a few. Unfortunately, Bird died in 1955 at the young age of 34. But what he left us was a rich legacy. He inspired and still continues to inspire generations of jazz musicians with this wonderful, rich legacy of these distinctive compositions we heard tonight.
It's the dance. And that dance was so funky and so original, no one ever sounded like him, will ever sound like him. But it gives us the inspiration for each one of us on our instrument to produce our own sound.
And just a little bit of Bird's impact on me. The first time I heard Charlie Parker, and still to this day, Bird has impacted me on an emotional level, on a physical level, on a spiritual level. I can feel the spirit of Charlie Parker. And I'm not a musician, so I can imagine what it's like to be a musician and try to play Bird's music with all the complexities.
They came in playing fast and furious, and people just looked at them like an anomaly. Like, what are you guys doing? You know, sort of like oddballs, and they didn't care. That's what they were feeling.
The trick, or the key for I think for all of us, is that, like all great masters and all great scientists, Isaac Newton said, if I see further, it's because I stand on the shoulders of giants. That's a giant. Coltrane's a giant. There are a lot of giants. And now, the next step for everybody is to get on their shoulders and find your own niche, because playing like that, it was done once, and it was done perfectly, and it can't be done again. So that's the key. And we'll keep working at it, all of us.
He changed the style of jazz, actually, and the bebop era. He's one of the pioneers of bebop. And he was very important for that and changing, because a lot of the guys in the 30s and 40s were in the big bands all the time. So Thelonious Monk, Charlie Parker, guys like them decided, hey, we can get more money, just get a smaller group, come together. It makes sense. So that's where the bebop came in. And he is very inspirational to all of us. And I'm sure every saxophone player has started or has come across Charlie Parker.
Charlie Parker really, he actually did show me how to play bebop, not in chord sense and in theory, but in playing the horn that way that really hasn't been played before by other jazz musicians prior to him.
I just wanted to try to do something he did. If I heard a solo, all right, that was cool. Let me try to figure that out. So, very, very inspirational, and he changed music. And whenever I find a new recording or anything, I listen to it, listen to a bunch of new stuff, but I can always go back to Charlie Parker.
Charlie Parker, for me, wasn't directly inspirational. he inspired a lot of the people that I admire very much. You know, like Miles Davis and, you know, Coltrane to an extent. And he really changed the face of jazz. Like, yeah, he changed it from the big band to the small settings. And that's the music I really enjoy in jazz, and that it really inspires me.
There are certain people that set standards, you know, Shakespeare, Mozart. Bird was one of those guys. He set a standard that was so high that it's not possible to duplicate it. I feel stupid trying to do it. It makes no sense. It's like me trying to repaint Picasso. It can't be done.
If Bird was here today, he'd be a funk master, believe me when I tell you that. The man was as funky as they get, you know, and I pride myself in it. I try to be funky too.
When you are playing your instrument and you're working at it 1 hour, 2 hours, doing even scales and patterns and studying for 3 hours, 4 hours a day, 5 hours a day, don't ever be bored of doing it, because you're bound to discover something that we don't know about yet.
And just for tonight, let's channel the spirit of Charlie Parker and see if we can't be a little bit bird-like tonight. Thank you.